Hello, I'm Bellissimo, and this is me here. I'm going to be talking about who I am raising money for today, which is a charity called SOS SEN. They are a volunteer-led charity who specialise in giving free legal advice for other parents with children with special educational needs and disabilities. Just going to show you on the screen. This is where you can actually donate. It's in the link there. It's the pinned comment on this video on YouTube, or it's on my Twitter. You can go there. You can donate any amount in any currency. Just drop down the currency from whatever you want to send it from. Obviously, you need to be able to pay for it from that with whatever method of payment you're going to put in there. The amount you want to do in that currency, whether it's a one-off or weekly or monthly or quarterly, completely down to you. If you want to add a message, you can add a message there. And I'll be incredibly grateful because this charity are absolutely fantastic. I've volunteered with them as a legal advisor for many people. And what I can tell you is that without that help, a lot of parents don't have the capacity or the funds. When you've got children with special educational needs and disabilities, it's very difficult just to provide basic care for them, let alone specialist care, and to ensure that their legal rights are upheld. So this is the serious part of the video where I'm doing it. If you want to be able to do that, and I'm just going to put some chat up here. Foster covers. Thanks, Foster, very much for saying that to me. To be honest, you're the only person in chat at the moment, so it could well be you that decides whether we look at the Bears' offense or defense, what we're going to break down today. I'm curious to see what the defense looks at. I've not looked at the All-22. I've just received it. I've uploaded it. It's ready to churn out and to get it over there. But again, if you want to make a donation, it's cool. And if you don't want to make a donation, that's fine as well. Just, thanks for joining me. Thanks for putting your comments up there. I'm going to put this comment up on screen again because it is the pinned comment on YouTube. You can donate there, any currency, any amount. It doesn't matter. It all helps. It's fantastic. So thank you very much if you do decide to go ahead and do that. I really genuinely do appreciate it. So it's up to you. Are we gonna look at the Bears defense versus the Saints offense, or are we going to look at the Bears offense versus the Saints defense? That's completely down to you. I'm just going to put this on the screen there, and we'll get it up on screen. We'll get some of the tape up on screen. I can start going through it, and as we start getting more people into chat, then we can start having a look at it. This, I believe, this video itself is the. We'll go the defense, I think, first. We'll start off with the defense, and if we get more people into chat, then we'll just go through it. So I'm just literally just rolling through it as you do. Leo, you're an absolute gent. So Leo, you can see I've donated $5. Forgot to mention my name, but hey, they got donation. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Leo. I really appreciate it. That's fantastic, my guy. Thank you for doing that. Very generous, and I do appreciate it. So we've got Leo and Foster. We've got two. Are we going to have a split decision again? Just to confirm what we're going to be talking about today. Your choice. I'm just going to mumble and waffle on. Are we going to go Bears defense versus Saints offense, where we can look at Montez Sweat and the defensive tackles, see how they did, or we're going to look at the offense versus Saints defense? Completely down to you. I'm not going to make that decision. This is down to chat. I'm going to obviate myself on that. And again, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. So that's $10, which is, again, it's better than nothing. All of it helps. It really does. Just to keep that charity running and to make sure that they're there on the phone lines to be able to give people advice. It's really fantastic. If you're not going to put in the chat what you want to look at, I'm just going to start rolling into the defensive tape and we can go from there. I'm sure the people that are going to be watching this video back later. So it says you can pick, I don't mind. So if we start off with defense, if we get a bit bored with that, then we can roll into the offense. And so Kyler Gordon was the odd man out wearing his interesting little combination there. So what do we see on defense straight away? Well, I mean, in terms of showing very obvious one high, obviously we've got two linebackers down the field. We're in nickel straight away, obviously. They're in what looks like possible 11 person. I'm not sure if this is a tight end, but we'll have a look anyway. But obviously, just forward down, we've got nickel up in press. So alignment, I've said this to you guys very many times before. Inside alignment to out, generally speaking, sort of suggests that you're looking at some sort of man. Outside to in tends to point at the fact you're looking at some sort of zone. So it could be a half field zone based upon that. It could just be one high safety, which is what we're showing very early. Obviously, very early in the game, I'm going to roll into it. So this motion is going to tell us some things. So this doesn't actually tell us that much because this can be disguised. Where motion's behind, so you get what you call a stack, which is a stacked release. They believe that it's going to be some sort of man. When you stack, generally speaking, you're going to try and get like either must outside, or you're trying to get some sort of rub concept here. But you can also on defense, you can counter that by saying, okay, I'm going to take whoever's going to be the first man. I'm going to take whoever's going to be the second man. And you do that. Yeah, that would be a man concept. If it's a zone concept, you'd say, I'm going to take whoever's going to be the outside guy. You're going to take whoever's going to be the inside guy. So you'd sort of do that sort of thing. It was very nearly a rude drawing, but there we go. So up in press. So you can see 22 just completely left this receiver, meaning that's yours. So this now suggests man to me. The outside to in suggests man, and that's Jalen still looks a little bit inside to out there. You can see Jack Sanborn, though, is mirroring the halfback. So what they don't really have here is sort of a man beater where they've got mesh or some sort of rub concept. So let's see how we cover in man, because, I mean, this is quite interesting because, you've got to make sure you're covering it. Tyreek Stevenson just getting a little bit detached there. I don't know if you noticed this. So it's just a speed, what looks like a speed in by this receiver here. Yeah, it is just a speed in. And just a little bit late on the break. We see Eddie's already driving on the ball. So ball's in the air. So let's just go back a little tiny little bit. So when I say ball is in the air, you can see the QB's arm. Ball is there, loaded to go. As he starts releasing the ball now, the ball is in the air, and you see Eddie actually driving on the ball, immediately driving down to here. We've also got underneath Edwards, TJ Edwards, who's potentially going to be able to undercut this. It could be a dangerous throw, but it's high enough. And you see Eddie's going to get there just as the ball gets there, but not quite enough. This is not really tight enough in man, if I'm being honest, at the top of the stem. But everyone else looks in pretty good position in man. The one guy that wasn't quite tight enough was on this stacked release side here, and that's why they got a little bit of separation on the speed in. Eddie comes up, almost disrupts it. You can see it there. So looking at the backfield, what are we looking at now? Well, obviously we've got Montez Sweat, we've got Yannick Ngakoue. It looks like Billings and Jones, Justin Jones. Again, I think Jones might be in the last year of his deal. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd like to see Walker in as the 3 tech, but we'll see what we get up front in terms of rush. So, again, decent hand fighting there by Jones. Let's look at Sweat, see what we get there. So he's long arming. So you see he's looking at the outside. What I love here, I don't know if you see this, but look at him press, because he's got the arm length on the right tackle. So he gets into the chest, arm press, gets his body outside, and then you see him swipe down that hand, the hand that's in contact with his shoulder. He's actually pressing it down with his right hand. It swipes down, breaks the release, breaks the control. Now, arguably, he's being held. Yannick Ngakoue is kind of running himself into the ground there, and we're losing too much gap here. What you don't want to do is leave a massive sort of passing lane here, which is what we're actually doing. You can see there's like a huge passing lane. Really, we want to see Jones kind of fight back inside there or something. This is a huge throwing lane. I'm not really sure what Edwards is doing there. He's sort of between Devil and Dick Boozy. There's no one threatening him underneath, unless he's just purely a QB spy in case they're going to run with Carr. I'm not 100% sure what he's sort of doing there. He's just sort of in limbo. You can see as the ball's thrown, you can see Eddie breaking on the point. He's actually not breaking on where the ball's going to. He's breaking to where the receiver is running to. And what you want to see here is like a decent lick. He's just a little bit late to him and ends up just getting basically a tap tackle on his legs. But again, the reason why we struggled on this one, we're going to see the opposite angle now. got a bot in chat, so that's going to be interesting. Just need to get rid of it. Well, we'll pause at the start of this because I just need to go on my live stream and get rid of the. Right, channel. Okay, here we go. So I've got a bot in chat, so let's get rid of that. Right. Right, blocked it. Okay, that's got rid of that. I apologise for that. It's just the wonders of live streaming on your own, where you're producing and doing everything yourself. You kind of have to deal with chat bots in Twitch because no one watches me on Twitch. But here we go. So, what are we seeing at the start of this one? Okay, so you see what looks like we're very much selling. I mean, what we do have is 21 personnel. So you got 2 tight ends here. Right, make a better drawing. 2 tight ends here, half back here. 21 personnel. So we do have, it looks like we're still in nickel, if I'm being honest, because this looks very much like Kyler Gordon, which would suggest that we're in nickel. We don't have 3 linebackers on. We've got 2 linebackers and a nickel defensive back. So interesting, you go up against 21 personnel in nickel, but we'll see how that looks. It looks like cover 2 to start off with, but then you see a rotation. So again, the rotation, what's the rotation saying? You late as he's under the center, we start motioning in, we're adding an extra number into the box, and now we've got 4 into the box. Although Eddie is kind of cheating over this side of the field where the 3 receivers are, if you notice. So the 3 eligible, plus 1 in the backfield to this side. Eddie's kind of cheating this way, which very much suggests that this is man. So Tyreek Stevenson out on his own in man. See how we go. So it's a trap. You see the pull. You see the guard pull. Always read your guards. You see them making doubles. So double to second level, which they're trying to do. I love the way Jack Samuel plays the run. I like how Kyler Gordon's playing this as well. But we've got a double on Edwards. Samuel, you see him get under. You see him get under this pulling guard. The pulling guard's wrapping around the back. He knows he's coming hot. So basically, you plant your feet, you get underneath him, drive through the contact, half man him. So you're attacking half the man because he's a lot heavier than you. And then you've got 2 guys in to make the tackle. Basically, very, very, very little gain. And that's all Jack Sanborn, if I'm being honest. Let's see what we get from the defensive line up front. So again, it's the same 4, which is interesting because you're seeing very much left defensive end, right defensive end, because previous we were sort of strong side to this side. Now we're strong side to this side, and we've still got Yannick and Gakwe that way. So it looks very much like Sweat's going to be left defensive end and somebody else is going to be right defensive end. That's what it looks like to me. So roll into it. Billings again gets a double. In fact, both the defensive tackles get a double, and we're left with a double on 2 tight ends on defensive end, which we're playing that quite well. 1 defensive end gets down with the tackle onto the linebacker, but then you see how Jack Sanborn plays underneath. You see him play underneath. This is just great stuff by Jack Sanborn, if I'm being honest. Look at that. See him plant his feet. It stays tight, so the guard has to stay in tight. If the guard doesn't stay in tight here to block, and he sort of drifts out, which tends to happen a lot on our defense, it seems, and you've got 2 coming in, and he's not really picking devil or deep blue. See, if he drifts with him, it makes the block a lot easier to push out, and then you get a cutback lane. So if Sanborn drifts here and you get a block on, cutback lane is away because our outside protection is not doing anything. Sanborn comes in here, fights it, gets underneath it, half man's in, perfect. That's the way I want to see it. Leaves Kyler Gordon to be the outside contain. Okay, let's see what the rest of the defensive line's doing. Well, I mean, obviously Sweat's away from this, so he's not really going to be able to do anything much, to be honest, to influence that. Rest of the defensive line, kind of holding up. Nothing really that inspiring. When you're playing a double, you want to what you call wrong shoulder it. So if you're going to your left, so obviously this is on the right-hand side of the defense. If you're going to your left, you want to dip your right shoulder between the 2. You want to split them with the wrong shoulder. So they're trying to block you in the back if they want to seal you. And that's why you keep your inside free, because the inside guy that's going away is normally the one that departs. That's what they normally do. So you normally get He'd put the initial block on, he comes around and then continues the block, and then he goes on to second level. That's the way they're designed. So you drop the right shoulder, you split the two men in here, and then that makes it impossible for him to seal you. You're free if he departs. So that means that he cannot depart because you're still, free and on the inside to make the tackle. Hope this isn't going too fast or being too much for you. Let me know, Leo and Foster. Appreciate you being here in chat. So again, Jack Sanborn, you see him come up and attack the line of scrimmage, gets underneath the guard, perfect position, good tackle by Carla Gordon, gets his legs up. You can't run without your legs, mate. Good stuff. So pretty good on defense. We'll just skip forward from this view because we've already seen it, to be honest. But it is going to be interesting, actually, I think, to see Jack Sanborn. So I'll just let it play through here. See how it stays tight, gets the wrong shoulder underneath. Perfect. That's the way you play it, guys. Good to see Elijah Hicks getting involved as well from the backside. He was the safety that rolled down. So again, still in nickel, it seems like. Trips with the gadget man. He's on the field. Taysom Hill. This looks very much zone. So by alignment, obviously tight end to this side, outside man is a cornerback. So this very much looks like zone. So you'd sort of suggest looking at this, you're looking at cover 2 or cover 4. I say cover 4 because, we're off the line of scrimmage. We don't have anyone head up over this. We've got three potential eligible to this side. We only have one corner to this side. So this would sort of scream to you that you're getting some sort of zone. What's my assessment of Stevenson we've got in the chat? Daniel. Thanks for being here, Daniel. Everyone talks about his improvement. All I ever see him is get in touch with like 3 or 4 good players all season. He's pretty good in man, generally speaking. Very good tackler. He makes plays on the ball, generally speaking. I think he's been playing hurt the last couple of games, so you haven't seen the best of him, but I think he's better in man. He can play in man or zone. I'm quite high on him. He just needs to eliminate his mistakes and just play with his technique and not maybe get in his own head. Maybe needs bringing down a peg or 2, if anything. That's the only thing I'd suggest. But he's a decent cornerback. I do like the other cornerback that we drafted as well, Terrell. He looks really good in man and zone. So motion goes across. This is all just confirming the zone coverage that we've already diagnosed. You see Jalen Johnson widen. Looks very much like cover 2 shell, to be honest. Could be quarters, though. It looks more like quarters now. So it's really important. This is one of the things I want to sort of get into. This is a bit of a rant for me on Bears zone defense. I'm going to go back a couple of frames and I want to really explain the way that I coach my guys with zone defense when I was coaching. You do something, Terrell Smith, that's it, Daniel. You do something basically called first man in, last man out. So where you've got a zone, so your zone, this is cover 4, it looks like. So you've got 4 zones here, which means you've got short flat zone, middle zone, short flat zone is generally speaking what you've got. As a linebacker, you need to identify who your first threat is potentially. So the closest man to him, strictly speaking, is him if he comes inside. If not, it's him. Then it's the halfback if he comes this way. So there are 3 potential threats to his zone, which is short flat. So any one of these, could come out into short flat zone. So that when I'm looking at this, my first look is there, my second look is there, my third look is there. Once I know that he's going that way, I can discount him. Once I see this guy travel across my zone, so my zone is here, I know I can discount him if this guy is still coming this way. So if I'm getting that, I can leave him. If both of them go in, the last man to leave my zone is going to be this guy, the short flat. So as he goes away, he's the last man to leave my zone. The last man out, I follow. I actually follow him in man. Or you have a rule for your linebackers where your linebackers are then going to convert to a blitz, and that's what you're going to get. So that's what last man out means. And it's exactly the same for any of these guys. Your first man in, your last man out. Your last man out, you trail in man. Your first man in, you've got to know where your threats are coming from. Threat 1, threat 2, threat 3, and then threat 4. Okay, same. So threat 1, threat 2, threat 3, threat 4. Threat 1, threat 2, threat 3, threat 4, etc. That's the way you teach zone. My concern is that very often the Bears, you see them just retreat to a zone and then you're 4 deep And that's it. Our last guy, this is the last man. In fact, he's the only man, other than this halfback, that is going to threaten the short flat zone. Okay? This guy's already left the short flat zone. This guy's already left the short flat zone. We've only got to this side, Taysom Hill. You've got to be on him. You've got to be on him. And we don't. We just kind of, ho-hum. Let him make the throw. Let him make the throw. He's got all time to throw. He's got both flats completely open. And he throws the check down. And again, Sanborn is getting to depth, but we've got no one threatening the middle zone. Nobody's threatening the middle zone. So why do we drop to depth? So going back, we drop from here and we drop to here. Why? Who's threatening that zone? Who's threatening this zone here? No one. Nobody's threatening that zone. And if anything, the short flat zone, we need to be tighter. The short flat zone, we need to be tighter. This zone, because it's the only guy that can get in there, you need to be tighter. This really is horrible zone coverage. It really is. To be honest, he's got either of these guys in the flat, and he's got the check down to running back. Now, why he takes the check down to running back, I don't know, because there are more tacklers to come and hit him. I mean, putting the ball out here or here seems like a much better idea to me, but it's just check down. Sanborn, at least, could just come up, just absolutely, wrestles him down like he's a rodeo show and he's taking down a calf. Just doesn't rope his feet at the end. So again, you're going to see it here, just sort of drops to depth. Everyone drops to depth. No one gets tight in their zone. If you've only got one man in your zone, get tight in him, for Christ's sake. What I do like here, and I'm going to come back to this, is we actually get some pass rush. Watch this. Just Jones gets two hands inside. Look at that double hand club. So that swipe and wipe. Get your arm over the top. See him push down over the hip. All you want to see now is him aggressively go under with that arm if he's ripping under. And then use your body leverage to get back inside. That's what you got to do there. I mean, that to me looks like it's a hold. I mean, we've got a white hat here. Clearly not a very good view to see that that's a hold, but that very much looks like a hold. He's still hanging on to the back of his jersey, for Christ's sake. So that's actually, I'd call that a pressure. So Justin Jones, credit one pressure. That's pretty close. All I would say is you've got to get rid of that arm. You've got to get rid of that arm and just do it a little bit quicker. Billings is kind of a little bit stifled one-on-one there, but at the end of the day, he's holding position. What I would like to see him is press into this running back to make it so he can't get clear. And Gakwe not really doing much of anything. So we get a tight end to his side. So what you notice is Sweat just chases upfield, and then he's playing outside contained. He's watching the mesh. Okay, he's not going. We get a face mask. Anyone else see this? Anyone else see hands on the face? Anyone else seeing hands on the face? Just me? That looks like hands on the face. He's grabbing it now. He's actually grabbing the face mask. Face mask. Yeah, and then he lets go. By this time, Sweat's free, but at the end of the day, it's a pressure on the inside anyway. That's a decent pass rush from this side of the field. Nothing doing over here, I'm afraid. But again, Sanborn's like way, way, way off. It's like a 2-yard gain, I think, at the end of the day. But that's a pretty conclusive tackle, one-on-one. So pretty good work by Jack Sanborn there. We'll just skip through it a little bit here. There's a motion across. It's zone all the way. The only thing is just if Jack doesn't drop, there's no way he throws his check down because he's going to be literally straight on him. Just dumps it over the top. There we go. Sanborn's on him. It's over. Yeah, we do get ticky-tacking. We seem to get teams that just get away with everything, it seems, at the moment. So we've got shown blitz. Sanborn is up in the B gap. So A gap, B gap, C, if you've got a tight end to that side. 11 personnel, because we've got a slot tight end, if you want. We are, again, in nickel. So we've been in nickel every single play so far. Again, they're in gun. Alignment wise, we're kind of showing again possibly match coverage. When I say match, you match whoever goes outside yours, whoever goes inside yours, you go in man, or it could be some combination of zone, which you'd suggest probably cover 3, because I always say it to people, it's all about when you're an offensive guy and you're reading defenses, you're looking at relationships. So relationships, they're head up over that, head up over that. In terms of head up over that, almost. Safety, head up over tight end. Outside alignment though, so this outside alignment suggests zone. So this, just by being outside alignment, you're giving a key to the quarterback. If you're a little bit more inside and you head up, you're not showing whether it's man or zone. But if you're outside, you're kind of suggesting zone. So I think it's probably match coverage this side, zone coverage this side. We're probably match again, whoever's the inside route goes with you. So it's more than likely going to be a match coverage. What match coverage? So it's technically it's zone rules, because you sit in the zone, then you go into man. That's what I'm expecting to see. We'll see what we get off the snap. The Sanborn bails, and you see the difference there. So straight off the snap, look where Sanborn's eyes go. Do I get an inside threat? Am I getting a slant? No, I'm not. And you see the two corners looking at who's the inside guy, who's the outside guy. And you see Gordon just waiting for the stem, all over it. We've got 2 releasing. This in what I'm guessing the QB's reading is we've got 2 biting on this, and we've got 2 underroots against 1 DB. We know that these, look, we're going out, looks like this basically. So he's probably he's reading 1 high safety definitely from there. He knows he's probably not going to get any joy over there. I'm guessing he's going to come to one of these 2. He's actually going to throw it outside one-on-one, Kyler Gordon. So he's taking the one-on-one to the outside with what he thinks is nickel. To my mind, that's open. One-on-one, yes, more of a throwaway. Pay JJ or draft a CV in the second round. I'm not sure. We drafted 2 cornerbacks last year, to be honest. I'm not sure. It depends what Jalen Johnson wants. If he wants top tier money, then I don't think he's worth top tier money, because he's not getting enough ball production. Never has. My concern is if you pay Jalen Johnson now at this point, is we are going to be getting rid of Eberflus, or at least for God's sake, I hope. Let me just go full screen on this. We're probably going to be going away from Eberflus, which means you're going to get a change in philosophy. So I don't think once they make that decision and we've got a new head coach hired, then I think you've got your answer as to whether they're going to re-sign Jalen Johnson. So I think that's what it is. Yeah, he's only 24, but he does have dodgy shoulders, which we knew when we drafted him. He has had some issues staying healthy. He's good when he's available, when he's on the field. He's good in man. He's okay as a zone corner. I say okay as a zone corner because the Bears run zone horrifically bad. So, I mean, you could say anyone in the Bears zone is not great, because the way we run zone, it's not fantastic. I think he's a good player. It's just a case of, do you pay everyone? So one thing I would say here, we've got Walker at 3-tech. So let's see how Walker gets on the 3-tech. You've got Jones as well. So this is a bit of a NASCAR package on the inside. Look at the violence he uses. His hands there, Walker. The only thing is where he gets square like that, so where they turn towards the sideline, that's perfect for using the inside hand to rip and pull down. Because once he turns his feet, he gets narrow, you rip and pull him to the outside, and then you come to the inside. So it's perfect for that counter. And you see he's done it, and he does win, and that's a hold for me. But what I do like here is you see Montez Sweat just literally speed to power, long arms, see him get that hand up out of the way, and then watch him elevate when he sees the ball come up. Very, very, very nearly gets a hand on that. Well, that's a bad decision by the QB for me. Definitely better in man. Yeah, I agree with that. I hope we don't trade Fields. Yeah, I agree with that. Give him a legit OC. It would be nice to see him with a legit OC. To be honest, Bill Lazor is probably the best OC that he's worked with when Bill Lazor got a chance to call plays for 3.5 games. Cheers for the breakdown, and thanks for the charity stream. Hey, no problem. Thank you for being here and thank you for considering donation. The link, as you can see, is down there. It's also the pinned comment in YouTube. That's fantastic. If you want to go ahead and do that in any currency, any amount, it's fine. If you want to make it regular, you can. If you want to make it a one-off, you can. If you don't want to donate, that's fine as well. They are a fantastic charity. They really do help people. So what he's going to pay off, he's a monster. He's an athletic freak. He's been on a team that doesn't particularly get a ton of pressures from defensive ends, to be honest. So he's off the field now, and we've got Rasheem Green, which is, again, why we want to see Rasheem Green. Interesting, though, is that you see now we're up in press, showing one high. Again, we're in nickel, but we've got a very, very much a safety roll down over, I think there might be a halfback in the backfield. So definitely, man, you see him trailing. Jet motion, loops back. So this is what you call an orbit motion. So you orbit, go around. All it is to go past the centre and then to return. He can't make it back towards line of scrimmage. Once he starts going towards the line of scrimmage, by the way, he has to reset for a second. So if he comes away any closer to the line of scrimmage to here, it's an illegal shift. Let's see if that happens. No, he's disciplined. He stays wide. So you can keep motioning at the same depth. But what you can't do is come back towards the line of scrimmage without resetting. So in terms of, looks like we've got the two rooks, defensive tackle. We've got sort of Rasheem Green, Walker at the other defensive tackle, Sanborn, and so we're in nickel again. Very much in man. They're showing bubble to this side very much. Obviously going to get a man-on-man there. Safety's cheated down a little bit. It'd be interesting to see. No, it's actually just a keeper. Just a keeper. So they're trying to get bodies out of the box for this. Eddie sees it actually quite quick when he actually decides to go. So everyone now, what they've done is they've kind of sold to the inside, take that inside gap. We do have basically 2-on-2 with safety over the top. They've got this blocked up pretty well in terms of numbers. So I'm guessing it's like an option. See Sanborn, again, that's a hold every day of the week. Every day of the week, that's a hold. You can't do that. Sanborn, again, gets into his body, makes a tackle. I just don't. I don't. How you can't call this a hold, I don't know. I'm sure there are people that are going to do it. There's that orbit motion, shows you it's man. What do we get up front? Once they kind of just like sit so passively like this, something's on. Again, blocking the back there. I don't know. I'm just a little bit surprised that we're kind of all selling out to this side. Halfback leads up. You've got basically a fullback in that guy coming down. So where does that? It's the centre, isn't it? 78. Just releases. Zach just needs to get a piece of him there, really. Zach Pickens. Again, not really getting much from Gavon Dexter on this one. Decent get off by Gavon. Pressing, but not really doing a lot of work. DeMarcus Walker doing okay. So that's how is this not a 10-yard penalty? How is this not called? That's so obviously holding. It's going to look even worse from here. Just watch Sanborn in the centre who goes to block him. See Sanborn just beat him with speed. That's anyway, it wasn't called, so you go with it. Let me know in chat, guys. Am I going at a decent pace? Are you okay with it? There's motion going across. What's it telling us? Probably zone because no one's gone with it. 11 personnel. So you get some sort of alert there. You see him calling him the jet motion again. What they're trying to do is get numbers. So you've still got 3 potentially eligible to this side. Yeah, if you want to do that, it's all cool. Thank you for that. You go and watch it later, Daniel, if you get a chance. Appreciate you being here, and thanks for considering the donation, all the rest of it. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for being here, my friend. Hope you had a good lunch. Have a good day at work. So motion comes across. So you see basically an exchange. So the safety rolls down, one rolls back. So again, it's probably match coverage. It's just a handoff. So it's a draw. Well, I say it's a draw. It's just a straight lead. that's a great disengage, was that Pickens there on the inside. You're probably not going to see it on that angle, but we're looking at the other one. Tariq Stevenson getting chippy with someone. No idea why. So we've got Zach Pickens, Gavon Dexter. Again, we've got Rasheem Green with the tight end there. Again, with them being this tight, you expect, I keep saying it to people, when you want to run, you want to look at your numbers. So, what do we have in terms of potential blockers versus their potential defenders? What do we have in terms of potential blockers versus their potential defenders, even to that side, and an advantage to this side? So you get him exchange across. Does that motion, does it change where the defensive tackles are? No, we get no shift from the defensive tackles. So again, see what I like is because he does the right thing here, Zach Pickens. The guard, the centre departs, so he has to pick the inside gap because he knows the linebacker's not going to get there. So he's covering the inside gap. Sanborn's going there. We've got receiver on DB there. Sanborn's filling his gap. You see them close up the hole pretty well. Everyone's Green, to be fair to him, he's just squeezing it outside to in, squeezing it. Zach Pickens plays really well here to get the outside leverage. So the point I'm making is, if Zach Pickens doesn't go to this side where the centre departs, this gap is open and they've got a double down at the second level. Because he goes to the outside, and then what I want you to watch here is right here, watch this disengage. Watch the disengage here. Look at him rip back to the gap. Get his body clear. Again, that's a hold, because once you go past the outside frame of the body, you've got to let go. That's a hold. I mean, he's literally holding on to it. He's literally climbed on his back. It's just a pile at that point. But again, we're going to see a decent angle. Said on the show in March, Sweat was my guy. Yeah, I mean, I like Montez Sweat. I think it's good business for the Bears. So I like Kyler Gordon's actually run pretty quickly on that. Sanborn, again, that's the way you play an offensive lineman. But again, let's go back to Pickens, because what I do like I say, once he goes to second level, you kind of want to protect this gap, but you want to stay clear of the hands. So what you want to do is control the hands of the defensive tackle. You see, he tries to get position to that side. He tries to work position. Look at the torque here on his body to get, okay, no, you're not going to get that. Look at him work, shift across to the inside. See him keep his feet square. This is like really, really, really good tape for a defensive tackle here. You want to see him like make a little bit more contact there. But you see his one arm, one hand to the center plate, get your hand across, replace punch, get the other hand free, get square with your feet. You see he's like just chattering his feet from left, just like almost like, crab step, not really losing any ground. Also rolls the ankle of the center there. That's going to hurt. But that's really good stuff. And then watch this disengage here with that hand. Watch him rip and then get back to the inside. You see him rip and then go under. Rip. Really good work by Zach Pickens this. And Jalen Johnson to the outside as well, because he's no cutback lane. Really good stuff. I hope you're liking this anyway, because I mean, I'm trying to give you a little bit something different, a little bit of defense. We can swap to the offense if you want. Don't forget, if you make a donation, that's great. If you want to swap to look at the offense, we can do that. It's not a problem. Looks like quick go here. Again, we're showing kind of, cover 2 off the rip, 1st and 10. We're showing cover 2 off the rip. We're in nickel yet again. Where a safety rolls down like this and there's no receiver to that side of the field, you expect some sort of blitz and a replace, or it could just be a bluff. But that's what you kind of expect. We're outside alignment, inside. So that looks like man very much there. We're kind of off here. We've got 2 receivers to this side. So you see Sanborn just checking whoever's going to be inside guy. And I think what they're going to do is they're probably going to get that kind of, that's exactly what it is. So you're getting a deep middle and then 2. So what they want to do is, this is what you call an east-west stress. So these two, which is I think, is it the inside guy that's a run-off? Yeah, the inside guy's the run-off. So he's the run-off. You see if the linebacker checks with him, then he's going to check to this guy. And then if he goes with him, he's going to leave a void right here. So if it's man, if he goes with him, yeah, it's man. He's going to have the inside. You throw it here. If he stays where he is, then you're going to have an east-west flood, east-west stress here. So he's going to have to decide which one he's going to go with. What we want to see really here is we want to see Edwards checking this way because we've got 2-1 over here. It actually comes here. It's just it is man, and again Stevenson. I'm afraid that's too late to react to that. But a decent enough tackle when he gets there. A little bit slow to react, if I'm honest, on that. Good stuff with the exchange there with the defensive tackles. Let's see what we get in terms of pass rush. Dexter gets the 2-on-1. Pickens gets the 1-on-1. Look at him, Reggie White hump move. Club, he really does get him shifting there. Great pad level. You see that swat down as well with that right hand by Pickens. Much more disruptive than Dexter there. But that's just a little bit sloppy on coverage, if I'm being honest, for me. I don't know what you think. Put your comment in the chat if you think you agree. Put a timestamp on it. All good. We can discuss it. I always read the comments in chat. Appreciate them. Appreciate engagement live as well, guys. Thanks for being here. And again, thanks for considering donating. Link is at the bottom of the screen as a pinned comment. Okay, what are the defense showing again? Outside alignment, outside alignment. We've got what looks like too high. We're in nickel yet again. They're in what looks like 21. 2 tight ends, 1 back. And we're in nickel. A little bit surprised that we're not. And again, we're kind of in what you would call over. Sorry, in under alignment. So 4 defensive linemen. You've got 2 tight ends to that side. Under means you're away from the tight ends. In fact, we're almost away from the tackle. We're almost head up over the centre there. So you'd expect that to be going that way and that to be going that way, basically, is what we're saying, is what we're looking at. But normally you want your defensive linemen taking on the big boys, not leaving them to take on a cornerback, personally. That's the way I'd prefer to have it. Stevenson dropping off again. Again, it's just a toss left for the defense, toss right. So we want to see keeping the outside. You've got to get the outside contained. You've got to work your C gap, B gap. Look at Sanborn. You see Sanborn defeat that block there. Gordon gets the outside. He's going to force a cutback. Sanborn has already defeated his block. These 2 guys are trying to go downfield. Sanborn is in the hole. And Gordon makes the tackle. Sanborn assists. That's fantastic stuff. That's how you defend toss, guys. And this is a tough ask because Gordon's got to get past 2 tight ends at the end of the day, and then we need to get C gap. So it's outside contained, C gap, B gap is what you're kind of looking for, and then you're saying, okay, we're going to control these gaps this way. So, and you see the slant. You see the slant from the defensive lineman. So slanting, they're zoning this way. We're actually slanting this way. So you need to get there. You need to get there, and you need to get in here. And we're hoping that he can pursue. He can pursue. That's what we're hoping for. This defensive end's completely out of play. He's not going to get in there. But again, talking about, is that a hold? Is that a hold? You tell me. Is that a hold? Well, what's that? Oh my God! Look at the production level. Looks like a hold to me. Mrs. Gordon, if you're watching this, your boy got held. That's not good. Look at that by Sanborn. Look at him sell the dummy, shimmy inside, make 71 look all kinds of stupid. Get his arm off. Stay square with his hips. You see how he's staying square with his hips and his shoulders to the line of scrimmage at all times. Gordon defeating the hold, getting a tackle. What a great play by Kyler Gordon there. and Jack Sanborn. Fantastic stuff. It's going to be a good angle on the other side. Yeah, I don't blame you, Kylie. You played really well there. So he's going to get outside, big gap, we're going to slant. That's what's going to happen. You know, that's fantastic. That really is good stuff. Oh, good stuff. Motion, man. We're getting what looks like, shown pressure. So 2 linebackers, the end. So this is actually quite unusual because you've got like an overload of, you got 3 on 3 to this side, 2 linebackers to bluff. It'd be interesting to see which way they call this protection, because I'm assuming that not both of those linebackers are going to come. Yeah, they're both bail. So flat middle zone, that's man. So Sanborn, first man in. This is what I'm saying about first man in, last man out. So Jalen Johnson now needs to trail because there is no one else to leave his zone. He needs to trail. They're picking on Tyreek Stevenson again, and you've got Elijah Hicks already going over that way. Oh, he didn't even make a tackle. Yeah, rough game by Tyreek Stevenson. I'm not sure if he was playing injured. Again, not sure if there's anyone in the chat, but if not, thank you for all those that were here. There's that bluff middle. There's the zone. Just a little bit too far off and in zone. You've got to be tighter. If you've only got one guy in your zone, just be tight to him. It frustrates the crap out of me watching the defense play zone. Really is terrible. You tell me what you're seeing, what you like, what you don't like. Again, it's that sort of slant across. Pressure actually sweat, doing collapsing the pocket. It basically looks like they're told from defensive end, contain the outside, squeeze the pocket, because that's what all the rush seems to be. There's like no trying to defeat them quick upfield. Too loose, really, on defense in terms of coverage. That. Much better rush by Sweat that time, and Yannick Ngakoue, much closer. But again, in coverage, you've only got one threat. That's your guy. You've got to play him tight. Okay, it's cover 2. Or it could even be quarters. In fact, no, yeah, it is quarters, I think. You just got to be tighter. And again, linebackers, your zone is kind of here. It's like this kind of 5-yard area. So linebackers, that's your area. You don't need to necessarily go to the full depth when you've still got stuff underneath. So again, once that man leaves his zone, you've got to start looking this way because you've got nothing else coming this way. Again, they've got something here, but you're running towards that. You don't mind that. But this is where you need to be looking towards. And to be fair to Edwards, he makes a nice solid hit there. Not tight enough by Stevenson, just a bit. I don't know whether he's... Yeah, I think Terrell Smith's going to be back this week. Yeah, he gets burned less playing man to man. I think it's the way that they coach zone, to be honest. They're just a bit slack. Good rush. So, again, the pass rush is what I was talking about on this. Better rush this time by Billings. Just rip and dip, getting under. See him squeezing back inside and gets a spin move. Jones Jones actually gets double deemed, so they cover it. They call it to the left. Look at Sweat here. I mean, Ngakoue's got that real quick get off. He does that jump cut move to the outside. But look at that bend there. You've broken you've broken the line of the body. If you're holding on there, that's holding. You can't be on the back like that. His hand is in front of his body. His hand's behind his back. Yeah, I mean, he's broke the line of the body, but it's a decent rush. That is a pressure. That's too loose. Nice hit though by Edwards. Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, Shorty, thanks for being here, mate. Yeah, Foster is here, it seems. Sophisticated thoughts. No, thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having a look. We're just watching some Bears defense. We can go to offense if chat decides to revolt and say we're revolting. We're revolting in chat, pun intended. if you do want to look at some offense, we can switch to offense. I don't mind. At the end of the day, we're just going through some all 22. You can go back and watch what we've covered so far. I've even done a bit of teaching. Looks like decent penetration on defensive line this time. It is just basically a go. Jones gets free. A nice contain there by the DB on the outside, which I think is Stevenson. So let's give him his, credit where his credit's due. That's a good contain on the outside on the run play. So he's not afraid of playing the run, that's for sure. Good work here by Jones. Look at that. And again, it's a, pardon my language, that's a fucking hold. So let's call it what it is, it's annoying as hell, but that's quite blatantly holding. But anyway, it is what it is. Elijah Hicks sticking his face in. He's going to come up and meet this guard. It's not going to end well for him, I don't think, because the guy's going to stick his head right under his chin. But he takes it like a champ. And there's Stevenson on the outside. He's trying to put Jones in concussion protocol. It seems like that's great work by Jones, and quite obviously a hold. Is the left defensive end? Is that Sweat? See how he works the double against tight end, and yeah, they're not moving him at all. Look, see him get back to the outside. You see him just shock the tight end and get back to the outside. He's again coincidentally holding him, but he holds his position really well. Watching him working, cool. Cut him some slack because he's my co-host. Yeah, well, that's great stuff there. And can we appreciate this by Montez Sweat as well, please? Because this is a double he's working here. Let's watch this working double. See him take it. Look at that extension there. That's one arm on two guys. He's not moved. There's two guys trying to move him here, people. There's two people trying to move him. He's got him airborne, basically, Morstead, the tight end. Not moving anywhere. That's fantastic stuff. And Jones there, Justin Jones, he gets a lot of slack. He gets a lot of heat, should I say. That's a great rip and swim and quite blatant holding. But, it is what it is. Hicks takes that head under the chin like an absolute champ for a free safety. Converted cornerback Hicks. Yeah, Saints whistled a total of one penalty on him. It doesn't show on screen though, does it? I mean, there's at least three. There's at least three blatant holds and a face mask that we've seen so far. So we're in what looks like zone, one high zone. And they're just throwing. That's really good defense by Edwards there. Is that Edwards? TJ Edwards. So again, I was speaking earlier, did a bit of teaching about sort of zone defense, the way I coach it. It's first man in, last man out. So if you hear Jalen Johnson, first man in, last man out, that's going to be first man. That's potentially two. That's potentially three. So what you do is you check him. So he's your first concern. You get tight on him. But while you're getting tight on him, you look into the inside, seeing if anyone else is coming towards your zone or if he's departing your zone. If he's departing your zone and you've got no one else coming out, then you convert to man and go tight on him. Okay. Here, if we've got no one coming here, you follow whoever the last man out in your zone is, or you look here to see if he's going to be coming across. So if he's coming across and this is your zone, that's your responsibility, then that would become your responsibility, etc. So it goes all the way across the zone. First man in, last man out. So they're trying to get a man beater. You see that rub underneath. So this is quite clearly that's who it's going to. It's like a rub concept underneath. They're trying to get 83 to interfere with Sanborn, which he's trying to show a shoulder look. And that's good pressure. Again, collapsing the pocket on the outside. We haven't really done much up in this side. But that's decent stuff by Ngakwe. Look at the hand there. We're going to see it from a better angle. So really good stuff by the linebackers. Yeah, major. That's an understatement, really. Major hold on that last play. Very much so. Hard to beat a good team and a team of 12. Well, 16 if you include all the refs. But there we go. Again, watch the zone here. And again, it's a decent rush here. I think, is that Ngakwe stood up? It is. Let's see what we get from the other boys this time. And again, they're just trying to. It's 3-on-4, and they do hold all of the blockers there. So He's trying to leave a one-on-one for Ngakwe, which unfortunately Ngakwe doesn't actually win. But this is really, really, really good stuff by Edwards. See him settle, and as he settles against zone, which he is, so it's the right route by Taysom Hill, he settles. So he sits, and then look at that. This is a short throw, guys. This is a bit of a like frozen rope. This is really, really good stuff. Look at him, wait, close the gap. He's already breaking on the ball before the ball's out, look. And watch this hand. Fantastic. That's absolutely brilliant. Really good stuff. We just get a little bit cluttered here, I think, with that rush. It's just a speed rush to the outside. Good stuff by the linebackers. Really, really good stuff. 2nd and 9. So again, tight end, so 11 personnel, a man. So you see the motion, we're going man. Looks like an RPO. It's Taysom Hill, so he's probably going to keep it, isn't he? Yeah, which he does. What you don't want to do here is you don't want to get caught inside. You've got to be aware of this coming over here, and the last thing you want to do is get sealed. So he's seeing it, he's chasing, he's collapsing down. Just gets caught looking, gets the tight end coming across. Good contact. You see him. Look at that. If you're going to take on contact, that's the way you take on contact. Again, is this a hold? I hate moaning about refs. I'm loath to it. But you tell me, at the end of the day, is that a hold? Am I being unreasonable? Please tell me in the chat, somebody. Let's try it again. Let's do it. Am I being unreasonable? At the end of the day, this looks very much like a hold for me. I don't know. Stevenson's got to make the tackle, gets under him, gets his legs. Edwards on it. There's actually decent stuff by Sweat there, because the bad part, he got caught inside. The good part, he nearly pushed him into the fullback masquerading as a quarterback, Taysom Hill. He's never going to give it. He's never going to give an RPO. He's always going to pull it. Yeah, Sweat actually ruins the tight end. He can't get out then to Edwards. If only the ref had a decent view of what's going on here. If only he could see what was going on with what looks to me like a little bit of a hold. A little bit of a hold there. Anyone agree? Hit like on the stream if you agree that that's a hold, because I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, it's not called, so that's the way it is. Shorty, you're a gentleman and scholar. I really appreciate it. You are helping a parent of a child with special educational needs assert their legal rights, so thank you. If it's material to the play, if you're stopping someone from going, it's a hold. If that was a DB and you hold a receiver, you'd get called for it. If you're an offensive lineman and you hold a defensive lineman from getting to pursue, that's a hold. If they go outside of your body, it's a hold. It doesn't matter so much how long you're holding from. It's whether it affects the play, and it quite clearly does. It affects his pursuit, so that's the reason why I think it's a hold. So it's not necessarily about the amount of time; it's whether you affect the pursuit. If you stop them from getting to where they need to be, we're quite clearly in press man. I think this is the best coverage that the Bears run is when we're in man, and we're quite clearly blitzing. So it looks like we're sending numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like A gap is on. That looks on. I mean, obviously the halfback's going to come in and try and get this, which is why it's designed the 6-on-6 at the end of the day. Is it 6-on-6? It is 6-on-6. So you want Edwards to smash the halfback, which he does beat him. Walker just loses his feet. Otherwise, he's very close there to Marcus Walker. Rushing from 3-tech. Absolutely driving his guard back. Love that. And he just gets the centre. You see the centre just gets a touch on him. and it coincides with him actually hitting the back leg, the hind leg of the tackle on the outside. And Gakpo's got to do something to break the frame of the body there. You've got to do something to get rid of the two hands on your outside. You've got to do something. Montez Sweat nearly pushing his guy into the QB. Very, very close on getting the hand there. But look at this that's just a great route at the end of the day. Yeah, you can call Carla Gordon on the coverage there, but that's a good whip route. But again, so Jack Sanborn bluffs and drops back. Watch Montez Sweat just literally push. Who is their right tackle? Look at that. Look at him walking him back there. Jesus Christ. And then he's held at the end. He's on his back at the end of the day. That's good stuff by Edwards. I mean, if that's not OPI, I don't know what it is, because he's quite clearly pressing off him more than 5 yards downfield. But that's just a really good route. And at the end of the day, when you're in man there, very difficult. Good ball, good positioning, good route, good catch. No issues with that. One of my friends here showing up in Twitch. Thank you for being here, Mr. Bastard. Love to you and your family, my friend. Charity stream going on, which teaching people a little bit about football, breaking down what the Bears defense did against the Saints. That's a really good route and a really good catch for a touchdown. Can't really complain too much about that. I still will, though, if I can, because I want the Bears to win, ultimately. So 1 possession in 1 quarter. We're into the second quarter. So it shows you how long we had the ball for. Motion, again, what's the motion telling us? Well, as it passes this defender, we stay outside and inside. So because we stay outside and inside, it's going to be zoned to this side of the field. Obviously, by alignment, cornerback over here, wing here, that tells you you've got basically a tight end and a wing, and you've got a cornerback on the outside. So that tells you zones. Probably either cover 2 or cover 4. You'd suggest cover 4 if it's like that. Or cover 2 with sort of deep halves, short zone, and then 3 under zones. Like this, that would be cloud cover 2. So motion comes inside, looks like a run play because the tight end's sort of shown run early. It's play action. And again, cornerback on whoever's going to be going outside. Sanborn in man on this guy. We've got turned around here. That's not great. But this looks like a pretty good position here, to be honest, because we've got numbers coming in. Sanborn on that guy is pretty important. Look at the hustle here by Billings. Jesus Christ, man. He's a big boy. And that's the problem. Samuel just turns, look. And the tight end's got enough sense that as he turns, he just stops and Samuel keeps running. That's what creates the gap. Why that receiver is on the floor there, I don't know. Oh, he just trips. But my problem with the Bears defense, and I've spoken about first man in, last man out, okay? If you've got the short flat zone is your responsibility. It means you've got to then cover what's inside. Okay, so what's happening to this side of the field? We only have 1 short flat threat, which is here. Everything else is gone, yeah? So you have nothing to cover. You have short flat, which is Kamara. Okay, I've got no problem with you staying here. There is literally 0 threat here. There's 1 deep threat, and you've got 2 defenders deep. So, this is just redundant, absolutely redundant. Why are we just staying there? I don't know. They're booting away at the end of the day. He's not going to throw it. You still want 1 there to throw it back, but 33. Who was it? Was it 30 something? Who is that? 37. That's the new safety, isn't it? That's redundant. You've got to be chasing this. You've got to be chasing. You've got to be following that. First man in, last man out. You've got to be chasing it. Total bullshit. You don't get down and distance on the US All-22. Okay. My apologies for that, I think. Yeah, Jack's got to do a better job there. But 37, I'm not sure what you're doing. It's not great. So again, 37 is this guy here off screen. So again, you get an emotion across, and that's immediately. So you're getting one under and one over. So it's like it's a levels. Essentially, this is a levels concept here with 5 is a larva, isn't it? So Edwards is following 87. So why Edwards doesn't trail, I don't know. But Edwards is coming down to a larva, but we've already got under here. So I think this is on both linebackers, if I'm honest. And 37 should have definitely been trailing in man at this point. Edwards is obviously coming up to press. That's his rule. Look at Billings, the effort there. That's a big old boy. Look at him. Go on, big fella. Excellent. Not great. Got detached. Chased down underneath. And 37 just didn't follow at all. That's how the Bears run zone. I don't know. I mean, if we're coaching that to, youth football all the way through this country, we're coaching that first man in, last man out, and defense on zone. All match concepts. You can do it with that as well. You've got to be training there, or if the rule is that you go under, because obviously Jack Samuel's chasing him. Jack, if you're in man, you need to be in man. You need to keep your eyes on him, dude. But you see, as he pushes, just turns. That push to me would have let me know he's settling. Just stop your feet, and by the time he's thrown, it's too late. 6 yards separation. Just make the tackle and get him on the deck, guys. That's all you need to do. So, chat, do you want to have a look at some offense, or are you happy to keep going with the defense for a little bit? In the chat, let me know. Okay, so we're numbers on numbers. Going back the opposite way. Good play by Eddie. Got to make the tackle there, dude. Decent effort. That's not bad. Yeah, Walker and Gakaway on that one. So it's just got a little sort of a step slow for me now, Eddie Jackson, a little bit. So numbers wise, you get a trap. You get a trap inside. So guard and tackle swap. It's a trap that comes back. It's a misdirection. Good play by Eddie Jackson to get off the block, really, at the end of the day. Good effort by the pursuit, really, to go across. They didn't really get much of anything there, did they? So 2nd and 10. Cover 3, it looks like. No, rolling down. So you see him rolling down. So it could be cover 3, but it's that cover 3. Not the safety. See the safety's coming down. It's actually a blitz, I believe. So Sanborn's looking inside to out. So he clearly is looking for where his threats are. But Gordon's got to stay here because we've got a short flat. Sanborn's got to come here because obviously we've got 2 that could break inside. Sitting at depth. Gordon's going to come down and make this tackle. That's fantastic. That's Kyler Gordon. Take a bow, man. That's really, really good stuff. That really is really good. Let's see what the pass rush looks like. Very slow out of the stance there by Walker. Jesus Christ, he looks like he's knackered. And then he has his weights. And by the time if he just goes for it here, if he just goes for it right now, look at that. What a tackle. Great play. Kyler Gordon, take a bow, fella. Great stuff. Just maybe wrap a little bit more to start with, but I mean, that's really good. Really nice hit and nice wrap. 3rd and 8. Okay, so protect the sticks. Okay, so we're much more condensed. I mean, they've gone with a much more condensed look, trips to one side. So you'd expect a man beater kind of combination of routes, or potentially, like a cover 3 beater or something like that. But you'd expect, for me, I'd suggest like you're going to get either at least one exchange of inside to outside over here on these routes. Obviously, tight end and slot here. You got safety up over him. That tells you it's man. So Jackson's going to be in man. So the safety is actually telling Stevenson you need to get over for the tight end or the halfback. I think Jack Sanborn, Edwards is going to have someone. So now they're exchanging. You're going one high. So that's what the exchange is. You come to the outside. You're going to have who's going to be inside, in man. And now they're making their adjustment. I think this might be Taysom. No, it's not. It's the regular QB. So again, there's that sort of what I said about the outside release. They're trying to get to the outside, it looks like, which kind of works. That's Eddie Jackson got all kinds of beat there. Just, I'm not sure what he's doing. That's really badly beaten. And that's where it goes. And a nice hit by the Jalen Johnson. Good work by Jalen Johnson. Bad work by Eddie Jackson, I'm afraid. Not great. Again, we've got like a funky, Yannick Ngakoue on the inside. Sweater's right defensive end again. Look at that by Sweat. Just long speed to power, long arm stab. Look at that. One arm straight back into QB. Actually affects the QB's path. Gavon Dexter, what do we get from Gavon from outside to inside? So it's a stunt. Just gets caught up in traffic. That's lazy on the stunt, that is. Good work by Jalen Johnson. Bad work by Eddie Jackson. You can see it here, Eddie Jackson off screen. So obviously there's that little bit of confusion there. It's Alvin Kamara as well. I mean, Eddie Jackson should be able to cover him. Coming off his receiver, Jalen Johnson makes a tackle. That's really important that he did that. Really good stuff. So that's defense. I'm going to call it there on defense. We'll have a quick look at the offense, see what we got there. And have a quick look at agent by agent. So what we'll do is I think we'll go towards like the fourth quarter, I think. What quarter are we in there? So third quarter, let's go to the end of the third quarter. In fact, no, we'll look at this. We'll look at this. This looks like a decent drive. Right, so this is the start of the drive in the third quarter. Yeah, that's very true. So again, this is like mesh. It's a man beater. See that jab step to the outside and then running under the. See how they're kind of getting that clear? Quite clearly, man one high. That's Mooney's your man. A little bit late on the throw, but it's a good position for the ball to go. Good work by Mooney. See how quickly Bajent reads it. So they do send for with like a loop stunt. Good work by Roshan Johnson. Gets out, balls out. That's good placement on the pass. Good work by Mooney. Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright, they're the future. I think Braxton Jones for me, isn't it? Neither is Whitehair, neither is Patrick. So that's the side we need to sort of look at. Great stuff here. Good protection on the right-hand side of the line there. first and 10 on the 48. Under centre, something we don't see a great deal for Mr. Fields, but we do see it for. That's what we're looking at the moment. We do see it for Agent Bajent, it seems. We do get under centre. Straight handoff. And again, it's the right side of the line. This is the side you want to run at, really. So you get Mercedes Lewis got the backside with a wham. You need to get a decent double here on the inside. You need a kick out there. Darnell Mooney, one of the best blocking receivers in the NFL pound for pound, I feel. Just really good. Look at the amount of movement. Look at the amount of movement Darnell Wright's getting here. Great to see you. Thanks for being here, Foster. I really do appreciate it, my guy. Thanks very much. Come back and check it later. That's really good blocking there on the outside by Darnell Wright. Tev Jenkins absolutely mullers one of his guys and then trips over a body, it seems. So again, watch the block here. Yeah, we kind of trip over some bodies, and that makes it hard for Donta Foreman here to get past him. I mean, that's fantastic. This part of it initially. Look at Tev. See him levering that side up. So I tried to do it with my body. Then you kind of lever him. Oh, Jesus Christ, get the right thing. Lever him up like that, and then you want to work your body around so Patrick can get past. But Patrick doesn't get his head in front. He just wants to get his head on, which means Jenkins can't release. Because we want Jenkins to release. Well, if you're going to keep working him, Darnell Mooney's going to get down to that line, that safety. And Tev can't get away, and he ends up getting tripped. He's just absolutely, he's absolutely killed him. Look, that's Brian Brisset. Guy I really liked. Backside defensive tackle, I think, makes the play. Backside Cody Whitehair. See Braxton actually pushing him the way the play's going. Jesus Christ, Braxton. Just work in front of him, man. Don't push. You're pushing guys into the fucking play. Jesus, man. Come on. You've got to work your way across. He's pushed him into the play. Good work by Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, undone by Braxton on that one, I'm afraid, pushing the guy into the play. So again, what does that exchange tell you? It's going to be a match coverage or zone. So it looks like a run going down to second level. 15 gets on the backer, does a decent job. Who's that? It's the linebacker, isn't it? Run blitz by the linebacker. Darnell just can't get to him in time. That's just good. It's good play by Werner. Just a good play by him. It's a run blitz at the end of the day. But I think Tev does well up front on his guy, 97. Mercedes Lewis gets on 92. You see, Darnell's got to give him a hand to get across, which he does. But it's just too fast by the linebacker, just able to pursue down and in front. Darnell can't get there. It's just asking too much on a run blitz, I'm afraid. You see it here, because inside alignment to the tight end, he's got to get sort of just like a little piece on this guy, and then that's his responsibility. He's got to get something on him so he can get inside. If not, that's just straight in. And because we're all zoning left, we just get too detached here, and he's just able to knife through, and he just can't get there in time. But I think Braxton's guy gets underneath him and in front of him again. So Braxton, the one thing about it is he just offers up his pads too much. This is a run. This is a pass block, this is a run block, not a pass block. Just offers up his pads too much. Just get stood up and then stop your feet, dive inside, gets part of the tackle. So not great work, Braxton. Not great work, Darnell, but I think asking a lot of Darnell's block. So it looks like cover 2. No, it's man, cover 1 man. So cover 1 man, that's open. He's just going to take Komet, who's sitting. That's fine. Oh no, 18. That's Tonyan, isn't it? Yeah, good pass. No issue there. If he throws it early, he's got the middle of the field. Yeah, I guess I can see why he's taking Tonyan, because the linebacker just literally sits in the middle of the field. Werner is the key here, because he just sits in the middle of the field, doesn't go across to Tonyan, who's over here. Decent pass pro. Good work by Cody Whitehair. Good work by Tevin and Lucas Patrick. Good work by Dana Wright. A good rep by Braxton Jones there. Very good rep by Braxton. Nice ball. Right on him. Good stuff by Tonyan. Good pass pro up front here. Working the double on the 3 tech. Cody does get lost at the end there, though. Brisset absolutely ruined him at the end. So he got the better of him, and he literally got thrown off. So we got a zone, cover 4 by the looks of it. And they are sending for Komet. Yeah, take the running back. That's good choice. See how deep they are. Komet was coming open, but because you got too deep. But they've vacated all this space. So take the check down, which he does. You actually got that one open to the backside as well. On the check down, either side. I think it's Darnell Mooney comes over as a check down over this side. So it's actually a check release. He's checking inside on pass protection and like a swing. Good step up. So pass protection, what does that look like? Oh, crossing up his feet, Braxton Jones. And then he gets wide with his feet, but then takes a really narrow step. And then crosses up again. Oh my God. Yeah, that's awful rep. Just, I'm sorry, on a 45-degree kick slide, this is just nowhere near enough depth on the first step. His first step's about 6 inches. And then he's already beaten. Tyson Bagent avoids it. Good stuff, Bagent. Takes the check down. Roshan Johnson makes someone pay. Does. Very close to a first down. Very, very close. This is bad. Look at this first step, this outside foot. Bearing in mind it's a wide tech, yeah, a wide 9. You've got a 45-degree. I believe that what our coach tells him is 45-degree step. You've got to get at least like a yard depth, and you've got to really push off this inside leg to get there. It's like a 6-inch step. And he's already losing. You see, he's losing position. He's already level with him. Now he has to turn. Look how narrow his feet get. This step here is what really loses him. So the second one, particularly that one there, how narrow it is. I mean, he's moved his feet probably from there to there. 1.5 foot. It's just nowhere near enough. Then he has to cross up and chase. He's on his back. He's got all kinds of whip there. Just a really bad rep. Roshan Johnson, yeah. I'm going to just go for the sticks. Good work. 2nd and 1. See, everything's open here, 2nd and 1, but to being gun on 2nd and 1, you're kind of making it harder if you do want to run the ball. Now, they're still quite deep. It looks like they're in nickel as well. So Mooney and DJ Moore to this side of the field, and it looks like, is that Valus Jones up to the top side of I don't anything. And most teams aren't going to take Valus Jones seriously. Motion DJ Moore zone. A pull by Tevin Jenkins, an unsuspecting defensive end. Oh dear. Let's see what happens here with Tev. I mean, the defensive end plays it well at the end of the day, but Foreman just cuts back. What a great cutback by Foreman. It's going to be fun watching the blocking on this one from behind. Good work by Lucas Patrick. Snaps well to the left. Jesus God. When you snap right-handed and you've got to go to the right, the ball always goes left. Commit down on his guy. See, Braxton just... See, Whitehair, you see, look at the difference in pad level between Whitehair and Braxton Jones. That's all I'm going to say. Look at the difference in pad level. Great stuff by Cody Whitehair. Just way too frigging high, Braxton Jones. But Foreman makes it work. 2nd and 1 as well, you know. Running the ball, going 1 on 2nd and 1. Running the ball, doing well. If I look frustrated, it's because I am. Lucas Patrick doing a decent position block there. Cody getting down 2nd level. Lucas Patrick with a position block. I mean, that's a hold as well. He compounds it with a hold. And he's going to call himself, he's going to call that a pancake in his head. He's going to get a pancake. But that's a hold. But we don't get called. So, you know, we got one back. Or did we? No, we did get called 10-yard penalty on Braxton Jones. So we did get called for that hold. Motion the back out of the backfield, 2nd and 11. Why just completely abandon the run? 11 personnel. And then a full start by Braxton Jones. Gets him might run into good play calling, trying to use them more. Foreman and more. I'd have more confidence in Ask Madden than Getsy at this stage, I'm afraid. So we've had a hold by Braxton Jones, then we've had a full start by Braxton. Not great. I mean, he's coming back from injury. We give him that. He's coming back from injury. But this is not great stuff because you're killing the drive. You know, 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 16 now. 2nd and 1 that we converted to 2nd and 16. This is what bad teams do. Yep, 2nd and 16. Just don't rule out the run. Just the draw at least keeps them honest. So that's great work up front. I mean, the Saints don't help themselves here. They've got 4 down linemen, and then the linebackers are way off. Get a decent block by Lucas Patrick for once. Cody Whitehair gets out and in front, gets a good position block. Tev gets his guy. You got Komet, Mooney, and Darnell Wright making good blocks downfield. Cut back by Foreman. Fantastic stuff, really is, by Foreman. What I will say is this is a good block by Lucas Patrick. Good feet. Again, use the right tool. Good feet, because that's what we're getting. We want to kick out here, and then we want to get to 2nd level here. So he's actually pulling around the back. So we're going to get... There's Cody. There's Tev. Cool. Down to 2nd level. So kind of want to see Darnell go that way. He's a dog chasing cars at the moment. Just not a great game, but that's good stuff there by Tev. See Tev cut back there. Cody Whitehair, sorry, cuts back. Good stuff, Cody Whitehair. Good stuff, Cole Komet. Good stuff, Foreman. All on those guys. Great run. Cody Whitehair does really well here. Lucas Patrick, this kind of pull here, this is good stuff. And then that's a great run by Foreman, cutting back. See how he got skinny and got low. Really good stuff. First and 10 out of that. Second and 16 with a run. So we know it's zone. So halfback was on the outside, cornerback was over, and motioning back into backfield. We know it's a zone. One high by the look of it. 3. So we're 11 personnel. It's a run play. Look at the movement they've got here on this defensive tackle already. Tev Jenkins and Darnell Wright. And then it's undone. I've gone back too far there. Yeah, Cole just falls off his guy. That's just unfortunate. And then it was just all kinds of bad. I mean, that's a great block up front initially there by these two. Getting real good movement. And then Whitehair just gets absolutely ruined. Braxton's let someone into his pads again. But I'm going to call it a night there, guys. It's getting a little bit late here. So thank you very much for joining with me. You can still donate if you're watching this later. The pinned comment is the link to go and donate to SOS SEN. They give free legal advice for parents of children with special educational needs and disabilities. This is me, Bill Esimo, saying thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the All 222 breakdown. I will be doing another charity stream again at some point in the future. I hope you're able to join me for that. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Be kind, bear Esimo, bear down. Take care.